I'm Dr. Laura Froyen. I have my PhD in Human Development and Family Studies with a specialization in couple and family therapy. I am a peaceful parenting and respectful relationship coach and a self-compassion advocate. I help parents get clear on their goals and values so that they can begin prioritizing the things and people that really truly matter to them and begin living in alignment with their deeper purpose. And today I'm going to be discussing how you can use small, simple, daily rituals to bring your family closer together, to communicate and solidify your family's values and priorities. And rituals are just this really great behavioral way to say really clearly, I love you, or this is who we are, and this is what is important to us. And daily rituals of love, connection, peace, gratitude, giving can all help to cement your family's deepest values and bring them into meaningful action. So one of the reasons that rituals are so wonderful is because children, especially young children, thrive on repetition, rhythm, and reverence. And these are things that rituals really bring out. And so we had a lot of rituals built into our family just kind of naturally, and you probably do too if you're watching this. But I became aware of how we can use them a bit more intentionally when my daughter started going to our local Waldorf school. And in the Waldorf philosophy, the 3 R's of rhythm, repetition, and reverence really get captured well, and they use them a lot in their teaching and in the way that they design their classrooms and design the layout and flow of their day, and how they work with children. And I got to witness firsthand how this was working for my daughter. It really worked well. She liked it a lot. Things like having a special song that they would sing at transition times. At meals, they would light a candle and say a blessing. And she started bringing these things home to our house, and it made me very aware that she wanted these things. And so now we incorporate them more and more into our own home. So there are, I guess, kind of 3 major areas where rituals can be helpful to incorporate them in your family's daily life. Connection rituals, transition rituals, and family value kind of rituals. There wasn't really a clear name for that. So in the connection vein of things, greeting and parting rituals are probably pretty standard. You probably have them. And so recognizing that you have them, pulling them out, and making sure that they're intentional is a great thing to do. And so separations can be really difficult for children, especially young children, especially those who are starting to experience separation anxiety, which starts around 18 months or so. And having a connection ritual for you when you are separating can help solidify your relationship and create something tangible for them to hold on to and carry with them as you part. And on the flip side, having a reunion ritual that they know is going to happen and that they're looking forward to can be really helpful, so that they have something to look forward to and they know it's coming up. It's also important to remember that sleep is a significant separation for young children, even when you're sleeping in the same room, as I know many of the families who follow me are co-sleeping families, because you're still mentally and emotionally separated. So being aware of when separations are happening, even small separations, and having, getting your connection or I love you ritual settled then. So some of this for older kids might look like knowing that each day when they get home from school, there's going to be a snack waiting for them, or maybe each day on the way home from picking up a daycare in the car home, there's going to be specific questions or special songs that you sing. For my family, some of our favorite things to do, or we have special kisses, specific kinds of kisses that we do at certain times. We also do wild kisses, which is just kind of kissing all over each other. It's like borderline wrestling, and that's lots of fun. At night, one of my daughters has 3 very specific kisses that she wants before she goes to bed. She wants a kiss on her forehead, she wants a butterfly kiss on her cheek, and she wants a nose kiss. And then my other daughter has 2 special songs that she always likes us to sing, and she always wants us to say specific words to her. Her kind of ritual words that she loves that speak to her heart are good night, I love you, sweet dreams, moi moi, like air kiss. She really likes that, and we say it a lot. And even when we aren't the ones who are putting her to bed, like if we have a babysitter or if we're out of town, she makes sure that the person who's taking care of her make sure that they text those words to us after she's been put to bed. It's something that's really grounding for her. So those separation rituals are really important, and then the reunion rituals too of reconnecting afterwards. And then caregiving times are another time when connection rituals can be really important. Caregiving times like feeding, changing, diapering, bathing, dressing, these are all deeply intimate times, and they lend themselves very well to rituals. So things like little songs and finger plays are fun. So like that's a good time to do things like this little pig went to market, those types of things. One that I do with my children every day, either when we are getting dressed in the morning or when we're putting on lotion at night after bath, is I go kind of through their body and say either good morning or good night to the different parts of their body, like good morning, sweet, steady feet, good morning, strong, jumping legs. Good morning, warm, loving arms. Thank you so much for the hugs you're going to be giving me today. And we go kind of through their body and give appreciation and love and joy for their body. And this is a practice that I do kind of as an active attempt to teach them to love their body, something that I wasn't taught growing up actively, and something I think that children need to be taught. So we do that kind of that I love you body ritual, and I kind of go through their body and tell them the names and parts of their bodies and all of the things that those body parts can do. It's almost like a meditation. And they love it. They ask me to do it with them. So another great time to use rituals to your benefit as a parent is during transitions. So I know that probably many of you here have had difficult mornings when it's really hard to get out of the house, or you have an appointment that you need to get to at a certain time, and that's exactly when the kids start dragging their feet. And so having rituals built into your routine, something that they look forward to and enjoy, and kind of gives a sense of occasion to the leaving process, or the transitioning to a new activity process, can be really, really helpful. So having, like, if it's time for a meal, having a pickup song and a hand washing ritual, and then moving to the meal where they know that there will be a candle lit and a song sang, and, having these built into your schedule helps move the children through the flow of their day with much less resistance. For us, moving, like leaving the house, we often play a game where we are pretending to board an airplane, and I put on my best, flight attendant voice. Oh, please board the, zone C is boarding now, and we kind of get everybody out the door, and we buckle and we make sure all the tray tables are up and they're locked in, upright position, and we kind of play this game. And while so this is kind of borderline playful parenting too, but it works really well, and it's something that they expect and they know. And when things have been repeated and enough, that's when they become rituals. And when they're done with intention, they can become ritualized too. So meals are another great time to kind of utilize transitions for our best purposes. We light a candle most nights. We sing a song thanking the earth for the food, and kind of mindfully calling attention to the workers in the fields who produced it, and to kind of Mother Nature who helped with it. We all have various beliefs on these things, so using a blessing that's meaningful and creates a sense of reverence for the community that you are growing together as a family is a wonderful thing to do. And then the other types of rituals that we can talk about briefly are rituals that communicate family values. Love rituals obviously fit in here because we are loving and kind to our families, but there are other ways that you can do this. So, for example, gratitude practices, having a moment or a weekly or daily ritual of gratitude where you sit down together and talk about the things that you're grateful for. This is something that my kids participate in every day. We have a journal. It's just a regular notebook, and we just write the date and the things that we're grateful for, and we keep it going. So I have like 3 years of gratitude, of daily gratitude in this journal that we can flip back through and read. And it's really fun because I've invited my children to participate in this since they could talk. And so my youngest's first entry in there, when she started talking, she signed water. That's what she was grateful for. She had just learned to start drinking from a cup, and she was really grateful for it. So she signed water, and my children find just amazing things to be grateful for without prompting. And gratitude is a practice. It's something that we need to get good at, seeing the little things. So we have a gratitude practice that's a kind of a daily part of our life, and we put it in intentionally to teach our children something. And that's what rituals can do, is they can really teach about our our core family values. Another one that we do on a weekly basis is we donate to a food pantry. Well, sometimes we do it more than weekly, because we do it every time we go into our grocery store. So when we enter the grocery store, we have a ritual of mindfully choosing things for the food pantry that we put in the cart with the intention that those things are going to go to the food pantry, and there's a donation shelf right at the end of the checkout. And we discuss, what we think the families who are shopping at the food pantry might like. We always make sure to include some treats so that it's not just pasta and pasta sauce, and we think mindfully too about what we can buy that we have coupons for, so we can get more. And again, this is a ritual, it's something that the kids enjoy doing. They love being able to pick out things with the spirit of giving, and we're teaching a deep family value there, that when we have an abundance ourselves, that we should give it away and take care of our community and be responsible community members. So rituals can be this really great way to teach family values. We also have a loving kindness ritual that we do during moments of sorrow and sadness and stress, when we know people in our lives are stressed, that are far away, that we can't be with, or if we know that each other are stressed or not having a good day, or we're not having a good day, we start sending ourselves loving kindness, and then we kind of multiply it out. And again, it's using rituals and using children's love for repetition and love for rhythm to our benefit, so that we can start solidifying these deep core values. I know I have a few people on here. I'd love to hear what some of your daily rituals are, the things that you do to say goodbye and hello, and to say I love you, and to say these are important to me. I would love to hear what you do with your family. Oh, gosh, we have so many I love yous and connection rituals. I mean, those are the things that I really focus on with my kids. And, my partner and I are working on upping those too, having them built in. One thing that we always do is kiss goodbye. And that's something that I remember seeing my parents do, and I want my children to have that memory too. Nicknames can also be considered rituals if you're using them in a way that kind of highlights the importance of this individual one-to-one relationship you have with a child. For example, I call one of my children Baby Cakes and one of my children Sweet Pea. Those are the names that they had when they were inside my body, and those are their special names. Okay, well, this is what I had for you today, that we talked about connection rituals during greetings and partings and reunions. We talked about connection rituals during caregiving times. Those are a really great moment to put them in. We talked about using rituals in transitions to keep the flow of the day moving, especially around things like going to new activities, starting meals, and leaving the house. And then we also talked about communicating family values through rituals. Let's see. Anne, who is my sister, says, I always try to make sure the kids see us kiss goodbye too. So that's funny, Anne. So Anne and I always we had the same parents growing up, so we have that memory. Isn't that funny that stuck out to us and seemed to be an important thing, a value? Again, like these rituals communicate values to our children. It's really interesting how they can work so powerfully and so subtly at the same time. So yeah, that's great. I think that's all I have for today. I'm really happy to be starting this again. If you have ideas for what you would like me to talk about, Wendy says, the rituals you mentioned were lovely regarding the gratitude journal and food pantry. I sense that there will be resistance from the kids, especially the older one, especially since this is a new thing. So Wendy, one of the things with resistance to this, especially with new things, there are many times when my children don't want to participate in the gratitude journal, and we say that's totally fine. And then we go around the table and everybody else participates, and like probably 50% of the time, those who said they didn't want to participate end up participating. They say, well, wait, I want to say it. So if you want to do it with even just you and your husband and the kids don't participate, them seeing it and having it be a consistent part of your family meal, the more that they see it, they'll start becoming, like, it'll become an expectation, and they'll start participating without you even noticing. But I wouldn't put any pressure on it and say, oh, okay, when you're ready, I'm sure you will, and just leave it at that. And with no pressure. But I would imagine that you probably already have a special I love you or a special hug that you give your little one. I know how loving you are. So I loved having you here. I loved getting to talk with you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful and intentional day. Take care.